All right, cool. What up?
So,
figure we come out here, do a little talking about life and existence. I'm obviously Joe, BJ. Most of you know us. Those who don't, grew up together since we were little tykes, playing on the field that we're sitting on as Mites football players.
seriously,
Wrestling in high school together. And
years ago.
years ago. It's actually my first time on the field itself in a really, really, really long time. So it's pretty cool to be out here and like just kind of sharing memories of like, holy shit, we're getting old. So I basically, this whole thing is because I am fascinated by people who can bring themselves from the depths of like the worst of the worst and then be able to pull themselves out of it with nothing but mental strength and power and have the fortitude to hang through when it seems like you can't, and especially when there's a lot of people around naysaying and making it harder, and being able to kind of transcend all those people for me is fascinating. And I think that there's a lot of people that need to hear that there's someone just like them out there going through the exact same thing. So basically, BJ has done that, and I mean, I guess I'll allow him to kind of just introduce himself and talk to him, talk about, like, you know, himself and what he's all about. Go ahead, BJ.
Talk about myself. I don't really like talking about myself.
It's okay.
That's a lie. Yeah, I do. I think I'm pretty awesome. I'm BJ, as Joe said. 31, North Attleboro, born and raised. I know, was in the military, got out of the military, and after I got out, there was something missing. Everything that's where it all started, and it all went downhill from there. Got into some bad things, progressively got worse and worse, and then, I guess as they say, I kind of hit my rock bottom and needed to do something about it, so I did.
Was there anything like specific that kind of really inspired you to like kind of say, listen, this is, I've had enough?
Yeah, family.
Family?
Just kind of sat me down and were like, hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Get your shit together. You're not who you are. You're somebody else. You've been somebody else. And what happened? Where'd you go?
So you think that kind of, the fact that your family has been by your side, they were supportive in the fact that you knew they wanted to help you.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without them.
I understand. Now, what would you say to people that that don't have that kind of support? Like, where can they kind of derive
There's
that
tons of support everywhere. Okay. Meetings, groups. Don't buy into the bullshit you see of people hating on others on Facebook and whatnot. Like, everybody in this world will try to bring you down. You do something different, you get caught up in bad things. Everybody wants to talk down on you, call you a junkie, call you a loser, call you this, call you that. It's easy to be on the outside and looking in and not really understanding that person, and not understanding why they got to be that way, what happened. It's easy just to judge, right. But until you actually like understand that person, understand why and how, then the whole thing changes. Right.
So yeah, I mean, I think maybe a lot of people, maybe when they judge other people, are judging almost themselves in that sense. They're really going like, you know, I don't have the ability to do these things, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's that they're like, they look at you and they go, well, I'm better than them because,
yeah.
But really deep down inside, they have something that they need to work on too, but you're the springboard of saying, well, at least I'm not there.
Yeah, everybody's got faults. Everybody does. Everybody's got issues fucked up in their own way. Some are worse than others. There's nobody perfect. Yeah. If you're sitting there watching this and you think you're perfect, go look in the mirror and really be honest with yourself. You're not perfect. No one's perfect.
No. And I think that's a huge thing, self-honesty, being real with yourself. I mean, this is about BJ, but I mean, I'll be more than happy to talk a little bit about myself as well. Some things that I've been trying to go through and get off of my chest, and that a lot of people don't know about me, is I was molested when I was a kid, and I'm just starting to come to grips with the fact that was probably plaguing me a lot deeper in my behavior as a human being than I ever thought, like way deeper. And the more and more I analyzed it, I was like, holy shit, man, this is affecting me on levels that I didn't even realize. So now being open about it and being able to tell people about it, I'm finding out that there's a lot of other people who have experienced that, and things can get better because of that. So I think it's important for people like BJ to be able to say, listen, yo, like I was here just like you, and I was able to get myself out of there, and I'm a human just like you. Our circumstances may be different, but we're both humans. We both have the same brain. We both have the same amount of time during the day, and we can crush it. You can get out of the whirlwind. You know, what do you think drives you? What do you think drives you to be able to, when the chips are down and you feel like it's like, dude, I don't know, man, like it's all coming back. What do you think pushes you to say, dude, I gotta stay on this track? I gotta
know where I was, to know where I was going. To know the end of the road is going to be jail's institution of death. I don't want to die. I don't want to be in jail, and I don't want to be in a nut house. I want to be here, be alive for my kid, for my family. Yeah. I don't want to wake up every day and be sick and try to figure out how I'm going to get my next fix that day. I want to do what I do now. Wake up, go to work, get out of work, go crush the gym, eat food, go to bed, wake up, go to work, crush the gym, eat food, and go to bed.
Right. So you've built a routine for yourself enough in the way that it actually is replacing those times. It's occupying your mind enough to where those times that can creep in and say, dude, maybe you should go back to that life. It doesn't almost allow you.
Yeah, no.
So that kind of like brings me to a question too, is like, what was a day like when you were the old you and it was before all this change? What was a day like?
Terrible.
Like from morning all the way through, what would, like, kind of give me a rundown of what it would be like?
Wake up, and, you know, I always worked. That's the way I was raised, just always work, hard work. I was never the type to like steal and rob and whatnot for money. I worked for my money. That's part of why for the longest time I didn't think I had a problem. Because I wasn't somebody who would like rob from people.
Right.
You know?
But you obviously you obviously know that, even though that you didn't feel like it was a problem, that it still was, even though you weren't stealing from people. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Eventually over time, yeah. But like,
because eventually you probably would have got there at that point.
Of course, yeah. That's just the games you play in your own head. You're like, oh, I'm fine. I'm not like this dude. I don't steal from anybody. I don't rob anyone. I don't do this. I don't do that. It's my own money that I'm using. I worked for it. I can do what I want with it.
Right.
Well,
I get you.
When you're using your money to buy drugs instead of pay your bills and whatnot, well, then it is a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, you wake up, go to work, struggle through work. If I didn't have anything to make me feel better in the morning, and you know, I'd struggle, be sick, get out of work, start, you know, on the way home, get on the phone, start calling somebody, find someone somewhere to get something, and just go from there. And then they just chase all day. Chase all day,
right? So like now, like you said, so now you've changed it over to where you're chasing another, it's almost like you were chasing a nightmare before, and now you're chasing like a dream, which is, yeah. I think, like, I don't know, that's pretty cool to even think about. Like, it just, if you can even flip that thought, like most people, if they could even flip that thought, like right now I'm chasing a nightmare, if they're going through something similar to that, they can say to themselves, I'm chasing a nightmare right now. And no one wants to chase a nightmare. I think every human being on the planet, deep down inside them, wants to chase a dream. So I think that you've kind of flipped that, and now you see this vision for yourself. I mean, do you believe that that's a big part of it, maybe, is that having a clear vision for yourself once you make the decision to say, I'm not going to live this way anymore? Do you feel like you need like a sight?
Like people not wanting to be sick. Like, I mean, like, you literally feel sick if you don't have any pills. That was my thing. I was a pill addict. So if you've done them for so long, you don't have them, you're sick. People don't want to be sick. You're almost at the point where you're not doing it to get high. You're doing it to be normal, to not be sick, to be able to function.
That's rough.
You don't want to be sick, so you do what you got to do to not be sick. And then you aren't sick, and then you want to be high, so you do more, and you do more, and you do more, and then your tolerance goes up, and it's just a vicious cycle. But yeah, to go to your question, it's for me, it was just like chasing a dream to be the person that I know I can be and that I'm meant to be. got my head out of my ass and just did what I gotta do. You gotta put in work. It's not gonna come easy.
That I think is huge. I think a lot of people
give up too easily.
Yeah, the society nowadays very much is a one click, one swipe kind of lifestyle. It's like I call it the instant gratification syndrome. Yep. That's kind of plagued the earth, and it has happened to us, I think, all by accident, really. I mean, the cell phone thing kind of came out, and then before you know it, like, you could think of something and you could ask Google and they would give you the answer, and then then Amazon came out, and then Amazon Prime came out, and you could order something and you could get it the next day. So I think people immediately
you can get it in like
you can get hours. It in hours. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, the world has really gotten such a fast pace that people have lost track of the fact that sometimes things you don't climb a mountain by standing at the bottom of it and looking at it and going, I'm gonna climb the mountain, and all of a sudden you're at the top of the mountain. Like, that doesn't happen. Even you have to fucking take one step, and then another step, and then another step, and then before you know it, you reach the top. And I think that's the missing puzzle, I think, for a lot of people that are trying to get through recovery right now. They think that because of the world and the way we live in, is they're going, well, damn, dude, I can't wait that long. I don't want to wait that long. I don't have to wait that long for anything else. Isn't there something I can just take, or something I can just do for like this quick thing to change?
No, you gotta just do the work. That's it. Like you just said, like one step at a time. In recovery, it's 24 hours a day. It's 24 hours in a day. You make it through one day. You wake up the next morning, you try to make it through that next day. It's 24 hours at a time. Every day is 24 hours. Eventually those 24 lead to 48, and it grows and it grows and it grows. And next thing you know, you're, holy shit, it's 3 months have gone by and I haven't even done anything.
I mean, if you could see the difference between, and I'll try to get a picture up on this of where he was 90 days ago, it's pretty out of control. I mean, as you can see, I mean, he's obviously, you know, got some weight on him. He looks good. He looks like a healthy individual. I'm telling you, you see the picture of this dude 90 days ago, you'd be like, man, that poor kid needs a cheeseburger. Like, son of a bitch.
10 of them.
Like 10 of them, like something, feed him. And
170 to 200.
It's incredible, man. That's 30 pounds. 30 pounds in 30 days. I mean, in 90 days. That's insane, man. And, you know, I think a lot of this to be said for the fortitude. Because there's a lot of people, especially if, you know, BJ has been fortunate enough to be able to do a lot of really great things. Prior to these things happening, before that, there was a lot of greatness. I mean, you were a fighter for a while and excelled tremendously, rapidly fast. Then you left fighting, went to the military, excelled through the military like lightning speed, and not to mention going in at a much older age than most people go in at, and kind of going through a real lot. But I think, do you think, I mean, I guess it's a question, how important are the people that your company you keep in this when you're in recovery? How important is that?
It's all about your support. Like, if you're going through it and you think you can go and hang out with those people you used to use with, and, oh, wow, I'm different because, yeah, maybe I can just, you know, I'll just have a beer and hang out with the boys. No, go ahead, try it. I can almost guarantee, maybe not that day, but a couple days, a couple months, eventually you're gonna end up right back in the same place, because you're gonna be, oh, I'll have a beer or two. All right, that's fine. Next time you'll have a few beers, whatever it may be. Next time you're drunk, you know, you're drunk and you're like, that's a good idea, let's get some drugs. Next thing you know, you're back on again and you're on another run, and it's a vicious cycle.
And I think a lot of people go through that, like on a, you see that a lot right now.
You just gotta hang out with like-minded people.
So that's why you stress it. Yeah, the meetings seem to be incredibly beneficial. Like, the more people I see that actually attend them and they stick with them, it seems like, even if it's a bunch of, like, I've never been to a meeting, like, mind you, just as a side note, like, I've never had that, I've had my own problems and addictions. I've never been through the same kind of thing that he's been through or had to go to meetings, but I find it fascinating what he's doing. That's why I'm asking these questions. So for people that, like, for the meetings in themselves, like, what, maybe that's a good thing to talk about, is the fact that maybe there's someone out there that is really thinking about going to meetings a lot, and they really don't have a lot of reference to what a meeting may be like, maybe you could kind of like just shell out what a meeting's like. What is it like for you when you go to a meeting? Look at see that's where you got support. I mean, he has support from people who he has meetings with that are
It's pretty cool. Like at first you're gonna think, I can't go because what if I see people I know from school and this and that, or you know, what if I see people there that know me? They don't know I'm like this. Guess what, motherfucker? They're there for the same reason you are.
Right?
Who cares?
Right?
Like, how bad do you want it? Do you care what other people think of you? I mean, if you're the type of person that cares what other people think of you,
it's gonna be tough.
Go to meetings and change the way you are, and
be around people who would think the same things about you. Because
be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
If like, all right, put it this way: if you're a pothead and you want to smoke the best weed, who are you gonna hang out with?
The people who have the best weed.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't even know that you're doing it until you're seeking it.
If you're an alcoholic and you're trying to drink moonshine to get wasted quick, you want the best moonshine, you're gonna go to where? Kentucky or something like that.
Yeah.
Get White Lightning. Well, if you want to be clean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're gonna hang out with people who obviously don't share. They share the same kind of mentality that you.
Right, and then the other thing, like, you gotta learn how to live clean. Like, and how do you do that? First time you did drugs, you didn't. Like, first time smoking weed, you don't know how to smoke weed.
No.
Somebody had to teach you, right?
Right.
Okay, so someone's got to teach you how to be clean.
That's a good point, man.
And best thing about
that's a good
go to
point,
meetings,
man.
There's people that are in meetings that have literally have like 25, 26, 27 years clean. They don't.
And they're still going to meetings.
They're still going to meetings. You know why?
That's because
to help out other people.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It gets to that point where
that's what
helping
keeps them.
Other people, exactly.
That's what
helping
keeps
other people is what keeps them clean.
It's almost like their checkpoint. Like they know that now they're responsible for other people's sobriety because of their sobriety.
Yeah.
So they know if they falter from that sobriety, then they may cause a chain reaction of people who believe in them and their sobriety to fall off and start doing the same damn thing.
Yeah, there's people that have been clean for a long, long time, and I mean, look at Macklemore. He was clean for like 6, 7 years, and then he went back out.
No kidding.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
So, so let's say this. Like, you know, you've been doing this now. You got 90 days deep. You've made a lot of improvements via your physical health, the way you've, you know, brought up your weight again. Is there, like, mentally or anything else, like, do you see any other room for, I mean, do you see room, do you have other places you want to improve now? Does it feel like this has caused, like, this movement and momentum of, like, I'm gonna make myself the best myself I've ever been?
Yeah, I mean, the physical thing, that's easy. Just go to the gym, eat right. I've always done that. With, like you're saying, I was a fighter.
Yeah.
I wrestled. I was in the military. That's easy. Just
it's ingrained in you.
Yeah, that's what I do. Go to the gym, eat right.
Did you feel like you lost it though? When you
I didn't care. Like,
there was none of that there, right? So for those people out there who feel like they might have lost it, remember, it resides inside of you.
Dude,
it's in you.
Find what, like, once you get clean, you gotta find what you like to do again, because you don't know what you do. For me, like they say, start out by going back to what you used to like to do before you used. So me, I was always a gym rat, so that's what I did. And thankfully, I guess, you know, for me, I found out I still love going to the gym.
Yeah, every time I talk to you, that's where you at.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
you could, I don't know, I could be turned into somebody who likes reading books. I could I could be someone who likes to knit.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You have no clue what I like.
It's kind of the adventure that you're on right now.
Right.
Too.
I liked being high and doing drugs and being a scumbag. And for me, what worked for me was actually my sponsor. He was the same way. Literally, I like men's groups, and we don't sugarcoat shit. So if, you know, just sit me down in a room, tell me I'm a piece of shit scumbag going nowhere in life.
Right.
I'm a scum, bottom of the barrel. All right, cool. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
You got yourself here for whatever reason. You did it. You did all the drugs.
So you're accepting that responsibility.
Yeah,
you have to accept that responsibility.
There's no one else. There's no demons inside that forced me to do it. There's nothing. It's you.
It's you. That's
you
huge.
did it.
That's huge. I think that's a big step, and just I think for everybody, right?
Right.
Getting to that point of admitting that this is a self.
So I did it. So how can I get out of it?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do it alone. I tried.
Speaking of that, then, if you can't do it alone, who would you consider
Go to meetings.
heroes? Heroes, though. Who would you
My
consider
parents.
heroes? There you go.
My
That's
dad,
good.
my mom,
Yeah.
my sponsor.
Do you think heroes are important?
Yeah.
Finding someone that you look up to on that level and being like, dude.
You gotta have people to look up to, and you can't look up to. Yes, but like you can't. I mean, outside of meetings and whatnot, yeah, you can put people up on a pedestal and whatnot, but you got to be careful doing that because, say, like I said earlier, people have had 10, 15 years clean. Say you
Right.
put that person up on a pedestal and you think they're fucking basically God.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you find out they go out and relapse and they're all messed up again.
Right, right.
Well, that person you just put on a pedestal and thought was God
fell off.
fell off. So that's just going to mess you up.
Right.
You everybody's equal.
Yeah, you
It
gotta
doesn't
kinda
matter
find
if you
a hero
got
in
one
yourself.
day clean or 100 years clean. Like,
It could happen.
you're all equal. You all suffered from the vicious disease. And yes, I said disease. Anybody listening to this thinks it's not a disease.
And
Sorry,
dizzy-
but fuck you.
Yeah.
It's a disease.
And disease, if you break that word up, dis-ease. It's not just disease like that we think of disease. It's a dis-ease. And if you think of what drugs make you feel like, there's a sense in the lack of ease. You feel very uneasy. Every time I see my friends who are suffering from drug addiction, when I had my problems with whatever I was doing, it was very much a sense of uncomfortable dis-ease. So yes, disease is a proper terminology for it. I understand there's other people out there who are suffering from things that are very much our common thought of what disease is, and they don't share the same belief that a drug addiction is a disease, but having that kind of negative view for those people is not helping them, and they want to help you get better. So anybody out there that doesn't agree with that, find it within yourself to understand that the people that you may know that are suffering from this disease, don't make them feel like it's not a disease. Help them understand that they are going through something that can be fixed because it's only a little bit of dis-ease. That's it.
Just tell them you care. A lot of people, like, they just think nobody cares about them. They get to that point where they're like, fuck it, why am I going to try to make myself better? Nobody cares. It doesn't matter what I do. No one cares about me. I'm a scumbag. No matter what I do, no one's going to care. No one loves me. Nobody cares about
Do
me.
you think that's a lot of the drugs that start talking to, maybe?
Yeah, because you get down on yourself,
Right,
you know? And you just gotta, if you're one of those people who would, like, just hate on other people for going through struggles because you're perfect, Jeff, fuck you, you're not perfect. And
No one's perfect, right?
just, you gotta let people know that you care about them and that they're important. Give them back that little bit of self-worth so they can start to realize that, hey, I am someone. I do matter to people.
So, this is kind of an intense question, I guess, because I've known you for most of my entire life, and I've always known you to be pretty fucking fearless, like doing shit that honestly would blow most people's mind, like doing flips off of shit and just being straight up crazy. So when I think of someone to ask this question to, it's probably the best question to ask to this person, because I don't find a lot of fear in this man, but I know that we all harbor some. So my question to you is, what is your biggest fear? If so, explain it.
Remember Rosati's house?
Yeah.
When I jumped off the roof?
Yes, I do.
Snakes. I hate snakes.
Yeah.
Hate them. Any creature that can walk and move like that without legs just freaks me out.
All right.
But
I think that.
Snakes and being average.
Being average. That's
That's what I'm driven by. The fear of being average.
You hear that? That's a huge statement.
I don't like
average thinking leads to an average life.
I don't want to be that guy who just wakes up, goes to work, does your typical mundane 7 to 3, 9 to 5, whatever it may be, and then go home and eat dinner and hang out, go to bed. That's just boring. Like,
yeah, you see, so basically, you believe that there's more in this world for not just you, but for everybody.
Yeah.
If
that's what you like to do,
then that's what you like to do.
That's cool. That's fine. As long as you're happy doing that.
Right. So the
For
happiness.
me, I need more.
Yeah. You're a seeker. You're seeking that level of like excellence.
Right. Some sort of, I don't know, adrenaline, something. Like, I don't want to be average now. And I go on these like little things where, all right, what's my next challenge? You know, I saw the whole fighting thing. I was like, I wonder if I can do that. And, you know, 2 or 3 years later, I was a 5-1 pro fighter.
It's pretty incredible too.
I was like, oh, the military, yeah. I've always wanted to do it. All right, let's see if I can do it. And 4 years later, I was a 2-time combat vet, put in with a scout recon platoon, just doing some pretty gnarly stuff. Then got out, got all messed up, and then said, all right, right now I'm average. That's not me. I don't want to be average. So then now I'm on a mission to see how much I can lift, basically.
Which is cool.
I mean,
it's what drives you.
Yeah, I don't want to be average.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. That's what drives me. Everybody has something different. Mine is just, I don't want to be average. I don't want to be there, go to work, come home from work, hang out around the house, go to bed. No, that's not. For me, there's a lot more to life than just that.
That's badass. I think I haven't known you for as long as I've known you. I can see that now, having just saying that, just in the adventurous spirit that you've had through our years of growing up together. Some of the shit that you've been able. I mean, like I said, like this dude just took shit on. Like he would say like, I remember when he was like, I'm going to the military, and we were like, all right. And then literally it was like a year later, we were like, all right, dude, peace. Like, what the fuck? I can't believe you're really going. Same thing with the fighting. It was like, I'm gonna go be a cage fighter. I'm gonna be a fucking UFC fighter. We were like, okay. And then it was like going to his first fight. There was freaking tons of people there screaming and yelling. I'm like, holy shit, dude, the kid did it. So if you can take anything away from that, have drive for yourself and vision, because if you see what it does and if you put it at the forefront of your mind, you can accomplish it. And
how bad do you want it?
How bad do you want it, man? I mean, that's a real damn thing. How bad do you want it?
What are you willing to do to get what you want? How hard are you willing to work? What are you willing to sacrifice? Just how bad do you want it?
And even sacrifice, I've discovered that sometimes that word touches people the wrong way, and it almost makes something that they want to do like a little out of touch. But if you look at it, call it being obedient to the process of what it is that you want. If you're obedient to what it is that you truly desire, then you have no one to blame for not getting it. You don't have yourself to blame. If you work and give it all that you got, you're going to get it. It may take some time, but you're going to get it. And
trust the process.
Trust the process.
It'll take time.
It's just like climbing a mountain. Like I said, man, if you look at the top of the mountain the whole time you're trying to climb it, that mountain's going to suck the whole ride. But if you're like, dude, every step's going to be a new step to getting to the top, then the journey becomes pissa. And the journey becomes awesome. And then every day becomes exciting getting to the top of the mountain versus just, God damn it, I'm not at the top of the mountain yet. Son of a bitch, I need to be at the top of the mountain. Ah, screw it, I'm walking back down. You know, and that's what happens.
Don't give up. That's the other thing.
Don't give up, dude. Don't give up.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Where do you see yourself in? Where do you see yourself in, like, you know, 4 or 5 years? Like, what do you see yourself?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I keep saying, it's one day at a time. So I just got to keep it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Where do I want to be?
Yeah.
Hopefully working as a correction officer, so I'm not just destroying my body all day doing hard labor, so I can save that energy and use it for the gym to destroy myself there.
Hey, it's just about picking where you want to hurt yourself.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really answer that.
Maybe something that might, something now you can think of, I guess, right?
Yeah, no, I just gotta keep it 24.
Keep it 24, man.
24, no matter what. 24 hours. That's it.
That's crazy, man. I gotta tell you, I mean, I think if, you know, this is a good way to ask this too, because I mean, you imagine there's a mentor or somewhere along the line that is giving you, even though you have the mentor of your mind that you've now been able to reach back in and grab, because sometimes the mind could be a mentor for bad things, but if you use the mind as your mentor for a good thing, you'd be shocked at how much you can accomplish.
That's a
you
good
just need to mold it, you know? But who would you think would like you see as a mentor? Because I'm sure that if there's people that watch this, they may relate to you and they may find a mentor in you. And I think having a mentor, and almost it's just like anything else. If you can see a path that somebody walked down, then that means you can kind of create a better path for you, because you've already seen someone else's, and you can kind of go, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I can see where the shit that they messed up on, but I can see the shit that they did good, and now I am gonna figure that out. I'm gonna adopt that and skip the shit that they messed up and create my own and see what happens.
Yeah.
So who do you think would mentor? Who do you look at as a mentor?
In sobriety,
Yeah.
all the old timers, like my sponsor Casey, real good friend of mine, Lee. Lee kicks ass. He does so much service work, so much stuff for veterans, for
Awesome.
for kids, just
Yeah.
you name it, he's done it. I mean, the dude just ran up to Freedom Tower a few weeks ago to raise money. Why? Because he wanted to. Today, just this morning, he did the run to home plate at Fenway to raise money for veterans. Like, I mean, dude just kills it. And then again, my sponsor Casey, he's you know, I contacted him when I knew I had an issue and I had a problem. His first thing was, all right, I'll pick you up tomorrow, we'll go to a meeting. There was no questions, no nothing, just
No
all right,
judgment, no nothing.
no, all right, cool, dude, I'll pick you up, we'll go to a meeting.
That's fucking awesome. Well, that's it, man. There are people out there that are like this, and I think that the whole entire point principle of all this for me today and for us being able to talk is because the shit's getting crazy, man. It really is. It's getting out of control. There are so many people out there struggling with so much addiction. My biggest issues were depression, anxiety. Those are the things I suffered from, and I keep seeing these things, but then I keep seeing these people who have decided to not take the easy route out and put a pill over it that masks the bullshit that they were doing before, or to blame everybody else around them. I see a lot of people that do that, but then I see a ton of people who have said, I'm gonna do every fucking thing that I can in my power to dig myself out of this hole, because I can, because other people have, and I can do it. And I think the more people that get to see people like BJ and all the people that he gets to work around and be around, and the mentors that he just described, and all that, I think the more people that get to see that, they can see that it's possible for them, and that this bullshit that's going on right now of people dropping like flies. I mean, it's like every day you're hearing about somebody dying from some sort of something, whether it be drugs or suicides or something. It's crazy, and it's not needed anymore. This life is way too kick-ass, and it's too much fun. It really is. It's a blast to be here. You just gotta accept the fact that it is a blast to be here. Every time you think that it's not, it's yourself telling you that it's not. Because you can do shit that you wouldn't believe. And look at this 90 days. I'm gonna put a picture up in this video so you can see what it took. Because I'm telling you, 90 days ago, if you looked at this man, you would not see what I'm seeing sitting next to me right now. And for that matter, like I said, I've known him for 31. So I've known him my whole life. Okay, I'm gonna be 32 years old. I've known him pretty much my entire life. I would see him when he was at his worst times, and I wasn't even talking to somebody that I knew. That's how bad it was. I had no fucking clue who he was.
I didn't know who I was.
Right. And then one day, he's like, it's over. I'm done. I can't handle this anymore. I'm mad at myself enough that I've decided that the pain of living this way is far greater than the pain it's going to take for me to make it better.
Yep.
And I think that that's the biggest thing that people need to realize. Yes, it's going to be fucking tough. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, you are going to lose friends that you thought were your friends. Yes, you are going to have people who are going to talk shit about you and make fun of you and make you feel like you're doing the wrong thing or that you are just some scumbag. Don't fucking listen to them. It's your life. It matters more to you than anybody else because you have to live it. Take a stand, get up, get yourself better. This dude right here is living fucking proof that it's possible. So don't ever give up. Ever, 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 ever.
Do the work.
Do the work. Put in the work. Climb the fucking mountain one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to thank everybody who got to watch this. Everybody who took something out of it. I want to thank BJ for being a fucking beast and saying, fuck this, dude. I'm not gonna deal with this shit no more, and I'm gonna take control of my life. And I hope that there are people out here that can reach out and really go get some help and get your lives together, because the better you are for the world and everybody else around you. We can make this whole world a better place by changing yourself one day at a time. Each person one day at a time. Yep. Change yourself, you change the world. So thank you, BJ.
Yeah, man.
I love you.
Love you.
So thank you everybody for hanging in and watching. This was badass, and I'm gonna try to get some more people who have amazing stories like BJ's, and we can see that it's possible to change. So peace out and have a great day. Later.
Deuces.
Yeah.